All right, welcome back to another After Dark, everyone. Hope you all are having a good night so far, and hope you guys had a wonderful day. I'm chilling over here, looking forward to this because what you all know about Run TMC. I know they're not talked about very often anymore, but the combination between Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, and Chris Mullin was huge. These guys were must-see TV for a while, so much so that I've got a buddy who is in his 20s who shocked me recently and was talking to me about Run TMC, and I'm like, you know about Run TMC? I was like, I definitely got to acknowledge this on my channel. Like we got to do something. So, I went with Secret Base on this one because I don't see a lot of channels talking about this, and Secret Base has a video called Run TMC's time together on the Warriors was short-lived but incredibly cool. I couldn't agree more with that title. So, as always, I'm going to link their original video down below. If you want to check it out without my commentary, go right ahead. As you all know, I definitely like Secret Base. Fantastic channel. Great storytellers. And yeah, I got nothing but positive things to say about this channel. Very entertaining. And I mean, it beats out a lot of like ESPN documentaries in my mind. But anyways, without further ado, the link is going to be down below. Please like this video if you're going to stick with me and watch this together with me. Yeah, nothing else to say. Let's appreciate some Run TMC.
The worst business deal of all time took place in Oakland, California in 1990.
Now they're screaming for pizza again.
It was the deal that promised free pizza to all fans in attendance at Golden State Warriors home games if the Warriors scored at least 120 points.
Oops.
The Warriors scored 120 points or more 20 times in 41 games during the 1990-91 season.
I didn't know about this. That's so awesome. Holy crap. Yep.
This was the run-and-gun era of Chris Mullin, Mitch Richmond, and Tim Hardaway, the high-scoring, fast-breaking, pizza-winning trio known as Run TMC. To say that Run TMC scored a lot would be an understatement. Mullin, Richmond, and Hardaway each averaged over 20 points in that season. In the 27 years since, only 4 teams had 3 players average 20 points or more. With all that offense, Warriors games were an excessively high-scoring affair. If you like games with tons of points and very little defense, then the 1990 season opener between Golden State and Denver is for you.
Oh, wow. That's an insane combination. The 2 highest scoring teams in the league at that point. Wow, look at this. 162 to 158 in one of the lowest scoring eras in basketball in NBA history. Damn, 162 to 158. I want to go back and watch that.
Mullin wide open. No defense there.
In 48 minutes of regulation, a whopping 320 points were scored.
I never thought I would broadcast the game with this many points.
It's a preview for 2024, for the 2020s era. No defense, just buckets.
Thanks to Hardaway's moves, like this one on Michael Adams, Chris Mullin's jump shot, and Mitch Richmond's post-up game, the trio accounted for 99 points of the Warriors' 162. Fans knew to expect a show and pizza anytime Run TMC was on the court. If you look at any other scores from that opening weekend, no games even come close to Golden State versus Denver. This was run and gun at its best. Golden State finished the 90-91 season with a respectable 44 wins and, more importantly, a playoff berth. But less than a year after that epic season opening game, Run TMC was dead and gone. So what the hell happened? These days when
how many seasons did it last?
Run TMC was dead. Birth. But less than a year after that epic season opening game, Run TMC was dead and gone.
Damn. No wonder why people forget about it. It didn't even last. It lasted 1 year. All right, let's get my history straight, because they made such a splash. They were so hype and so fun to watch. I don't remember that they only lasted 1 season. Must be injuries. It's got to be injuries. I don't see any other reason for this to break up.
So what the hell happened? These days, when you think of the Warriors, you think super team, back-to-back champions, burner Twitter accounts. But at this point in time, they were a pretty bad franchise. After missing the playoffs in 10 of the previous 11 seasons, Golden State knew they needed to change things up. They hired Don Nelson as head coach and GM for the 88-89 season. Nelly, as he was called, had been the GM and coach in Milwaukee. He was known as a rather unconventional figure who wheeled and dealed players from his front office position and turned around the Bucks in only a few short years. Nelson selected Mitch Richmond in the first round of the '88 draft. Richmond was a sturdy wing who scored a lot. His rookie season, he averaged 22 points per game and won Rookie of the Year, Golden State's first player to do so in over a decade. Richmond didn't have to do all the work, though. Golden State's leading scorer was Chris Mullin.
Yep.
He was a first-round pick out of St. John's in 1985 and is the Dream Team player that you probably forgot about.
He's one of those dudes, if he played nowadays with the green light to shoot threes, he'd be a three-point specialist. Klay Thompson comes to mind, actually. I mean, because this dude was a spot-up, just bucket getter from the mid-range.
He would end up averaging 25 points for 5 straight seasons, the first Warrior to do so since Wilt Chamberlain. The Warriors improved a bit with Richmond and Mullin, but they still needed another great player to be competitive. When it came to the 1989 draft, Nelson's philosophy was just to get the best player available. He wasn't concerned that they already had 2 guards and selected 6-foot-tall Tim Hardaway, the man with the killer crossover, the UTEP two-step,
Yep.
the king of trash talk.
Yeah,
Hardaway grew up in Chicago,
which
he says made him tough and honed his trash-talking skills.
You gotta talk trash and then do that.
I mean, have you ever seen anyone shut down Sir Charles'
By the way, young Bucks.
talking
Hold.
skills?
You gotta talk trash.
There. Remember the second part of this, because it seems like the second part is being forgotten these days. If you're going to talk trash, back it up. You got to back up that trash.
And then do that.
I mean, have you ever seen anyone shut down Sir Charles this badly?
In your
Hardaway
face.
used his height to his advantage, developing a lethal crossover move that time after time landed his opponents on the wrong side of the rim. After Hardaway acclimated to NBA play, Mullin, Richmond, and Hardaway soon became the team's leading offensive players. Don Nelson realized that Run TMC's talents were not suited for traditional NBA play calling.
You know what, guys? Tonight, I'm gonna call no plays. As long as you guys are sharing the basketball, playing the right way, no plays.
Hardaway said that they called it controlled chaos.
Yeah.
With Hardaway's crossovers and the ability of Mullin and Richmond to find the net, Run TMC could score a million different ways.
Pure
People
basketball.
couldn't stop us. They couldn't scout us. They didn't know what we were doing because we didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah,
In the
it's like jazz. It's totally like jazz, like live jazz music on display on a basketball court. Controlled chaos. Nobody knows what's really going to happen, but they have kind of a setup. They know what their tendencies are. Let's just go for it, and it's a beautiful thing.
89-90 season, they averaged 105.9 possessions per game
Insane.
and 116.3 points per game. Their pace of play ran circles around the rest of the league. At first, fans dubbed them the Big Three, but for guys that were this cool, a name as lame as the Big Three just was not cutting it.
For real.
So how'd they end up being known as Run TMC? Well, it's tricky. Just kidding, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
The San Francisco Examiner had a naming contest in their paper. Over 1,500 names were submitted into the contest. Some were pretty funny. Some were extremely cringeworthy. Mullin, Hardaway, and Richmond picked the winner. Run TMC was the easy
One of them was the tubular trio.
favorite, and the fan who suggested they be named the Bloodthirsty Gym Rats from Hell was put in jail. The name, an homage to Run DMC, if you didn't figure that out already, vied with Run TMC's style of play. Fast, spontaneous, and maybe a little ahead of its time. On any given night, Run TMC could put on a scoring clinic, which of course attracted more fans than ever before to home games. In the 89-90 season, the Warriors sold out all 41 home games for the first time in franchise history, much to the chagrin of the local pizza man who now had to dole out even more free pizza. Run TMC made it to the 1991 postseason after winning 44 games. They were the 7th seed, up against the number 2 seed San Antonio Spurs, coached by Larry Brown and featuring another great nickname. No one really thought Golden State stood a chance. The thing is, even though they scored a shit ton of points, they also allowed a bunch too. Golden State's recent postseason history was bad. And how could the run-and-gun offense be sustainable in the postseason?
I mean, if I'm remembering correctly, because he went to Dallas after this, Nelly never won a championship with this style. It was fun as hell to watch, though. But the good, solid defense always won back then. That's why we have the slogan, defense wins championships. Because no matter how good your offense is, a good defense will shut you down.
San Antonio won Game 1, but in Game 2, Run TMC officially showed up. Once Golden State got hot, the Spurs defense just could not stop them. They scored 112.8 points per game,
Damn.
winning 3 games in a row and the series.
They lost the opener and then swept the next 3.
Golden State's next test came against the mighty Los Angeles Lakers. To beat them, Run TMC would need to pull out all the stops, like having Run DMC announce their lineup before Game 3.
Oh, damn.
Some things changed, but sports writers complaining about fun, well, that's forever. Despite the Run DMC gimmick, the Lakers were just too much for Run TMC. The Warriors scored even more in this series, but the Lakers' offense was up to the challenge. The Lakers won in 5 games and would end up making it all the way to the finals.
A great season for the Golden State Warriors, and Don Nelson comes to a disappointing end.
Tragically, this would be Run TMC's final game together.
Why?
Don Nelson shockingly traded Mitch Richmond to Sacramento for Billy Owens, and we were reminded once again that all good things come to an end. Ol Nelly has regretted the trade ever since. Run TMC and Golden State's pizza-loving fans felt betrayed.
I know. Why would they why? Why break up a trio like that? Man.
1991 was the end of an era for Golden State and the entire NBA. The flashy, fun, high-scoring style of play fizzled out for a while, and Golden State would end up sucking for a long time. In fact, to this day, they've never won an NBA Finals. Run TMC may have simply been ahead of their time. You know.
Wait. To this day? How old is this? 6 years old? Wait. Who did he say? Who did she say? Never won a title?
And Golden State would end up sucking for a long time. In fact, to this day, they've never won an NBA Finals.
Well, that sure changed when a guy named Steph Curry showed up. Yeah. Oh, it was sarcasm. I'm sorry. Man, I'm slow sometimes, you guys. 'Cause, yeah, here we go. Golden Dynasty, and here's the championship team. That's why I was so confused. You got me. You got me on that one. I'm a big old dummy.
Run TMC may have simply been ahead of their time, you know, since no one really plays defense anymore. But at least for a short while, the world had Run TMC and lots of free pizza. Man, those guys are cool. And I could really go for some pizza right now. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, great video. Great video. I am shocked that they made such an impact. A term I will never forget and a style of basketball that I'll never forget. And it only lasted 1 season. Yeah, that's just what a big deal it was. It was box office, must-see TV when the Warriors were playing. Tim Hardaway. We don't talk enough about that guy. Tim Hardaway, what a fantastic player. I'm not taking anything away from the other two. But Tim Hardaway, he thrived in this kind of hyper speed. Street Fighter in my head. I wanted to say hyper uppercut, but this hyper breakneck speed basketball. And then after that, he went straight to Miami, if I'm not mistaken. And they played a slow, gritty, defensive-minded style of basketball, and he thrived in there too. Tim Hardaway, he definitely got skills. Anyways, everybody, do you remember Run TMC? Do you remember it as fondly as me? And did you remember that it only lasted 1 season? Or is that just me? I'm very curious, especially on that. Please let me know down below. Do you remember it only lasted 1 year before you watched this video? Or was I just tripping? Because it's very possible that it was just me and I'm the dummy in this situation. But yeah, let me know, you guys. Who was your favorite out of that trio? Mine was Tim Hardaway, honestly. Like I said, not taking anybody away, but I loved watching Tim. And honestly, he's funny as all hell. And he talked a bunch of shit, but he backed it up. All right, everybody, I'm going to head out. Hope you all have a wonderful night, wonderful, peaceful night. Tell your loved ones you love them. Be good to your people. And if you got something good, don't break it up. That's what I learned from this video. Don't break it up. Yeah, like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you like more content like this. Hit the bell for notification if you want to see tomorrow morning's video. And yeah, peace out, everybody. Thanks for watching.